The Subcommittee on Capital Markets will come to order. Without objection, the chair is authorized to declare a recess of the committee at any time. This hearing is entitled Solutions in Search of a Problem, Chair Gensler's Equity Market Structure Reforms.
What's up, everybody? It's the Common Sense Investor coming at you with another video. And in this video, I'm going to start a series, people. We just had a House committee meeting, okay? And each one of the congressmen and women got to ask questions to the exchanges concerning the National Market System, or the NMS, and the CAT system, which is part of that, all right? And they're going to be talking to the exchanges, getting their input. But what's going to be important is to listen to what they're saying, figure out who's against retail, and get these son of guns out of office, okay? And the first one up the bat is Miss Wagner. We're going to talk about Miss Wagner. I'm going to let her talk for a few minutes. We'll do a commentary on what she's talking about. And then I'm going to show you who's running against her. And we're going to talk about endorsing them and getting Miss Wagner out of the House, period, this year. So, Miss Wagner, you wanted to sit with Ken Griffin. You want to side against the SEC, and you think it's funny that the courts just ruled that the SEC has too much power? Then great, you can go the way of Ken Griffin then, because we're getting rid of your ass out of the House this year. Now, people, let me say something. First off, let's talk about what the title of the hearing is. All right? Solutions in Search of a Problem. Chair Gensler's Equity Market Reform. All right? Listen to the phrase of that. Solutions in search of a problem. Not that there's a problem and that the SEC has worked with the exchanges to come up with a solution, but they're claiming that the SEC has came up with this big elaborate plan and it's going to solve problems that don't exist in the market. That's what this meeting is about. Now, she's chairing it. She's responsible for it. She's responsible for her words. Let's listen to what she's got to say, and then I'll give my commentary and tell y'all who is running against her this year, because it's time for us to break the political bands that bind us to these people who do nothing but rob us. So let's hear what she has to say.
I now recognize myself for 5 minutes to give an opening statement. Today's hearing will examine equity market structure reforms put forward by Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, Chairman Gensler, that will reshape American equity markets. To the casual observer tuning in today, that might sound like a sensible endeavor or for a regulator, especially if the regulator identified clear examples of problems and crises in our markets, and if the regulator clearly demonstrated how the reforms would result in better outcomes for market participants. Unfortunately, those critical elements are missing from Chair Gensler's proposed overhaul of our equity market structure. America's capital markets are the deepest and most liquid in the world. Companies from all over the world choose to go public in the United States and list on American exchanges. Almost 12 billion shares trade each and every day in the United States through American exchange markets alone. Over the past 20 years, the U.S. equities markets have changed dramatically and for the better, becoming more competitive, efficient, and accessible for everyday American investors. Since the introduction of zero-commission trading, which has become the norm since 2019, retail trading has seen record growth and now accounts for between 10 to 20% of trading volume in the U.S. Over 100 million Americans rely on our equities markets for their financial security, stability, and retirement. Nevertheless, in December of 2022, Chair Gensler and the SEC proposed 4 interconnected equity market structure proposals that would upend our current market structure and harm millions of retail investors.
Now let's take just a moment to talk about what Miss Ann Wagner had to say here. Number one, she addressed her audience and she said, look, a casual observer, that would be me and you, all right, if we walk in the room to hear what's going on, we're going to hear that the SEC is wanting to do market reforms and keep the bad actors and the fraud out of the market, and that we might think that that's an honorable thing, but reforms would hurt retail investors. The CAT system and the national market system plan would hurt retail investors. No, it would hurt the market makers. One consolidated audit trail would put it to the situation to where Gary Gensler's people could go in there and look, and it would take them 1 year to find out what's going on with this particular stock instead of the 7 years that it usually takes. She said over the last 20 years that the equity markets have changed drastically, but she don't think there needs to be any types of change in the way that the SEC polices the market. We're way behind on this high frequency trading shit, but they don't want Gary Gensler implementing no reforms that deal with this type of stuff. And she said that not only has it changed dramatically, the way the market's running now is running even better than what it's ran before. Then she wants to talk about payment for order flow and commission-free trading and how it's perfect for retail investors and how it's brought 100 million people into the stock market. Thank goodness to Ken Griffin and the market makers for creating payment for order flow so that they get charged for the trade. Yeah, okay. And we don't have to pay for it. She thinks this is a good idea. Let me tell you something, people. I sent this proposal to Miss Ann Wagner. She knows the truth. She refuses to acknowledge retail investors and our fight against these market makers and bad actors, and she sides against the governmental officials who are supposed to be overseeing the markets and making sure that they're doing their jobs. Now, I could be crazy here, but I thought it was Congress that created the SEC and gave them their power. Yet these people like Ann Wagner and a few more that I'm going to show you, like Bill Hunzinger and shit, they're going to be laughing that the courts ruled against the very body that they've set up. Now, this is Missouri's 2nd Congressional District election for 2024. It's going to be held August 6th for the Republican primary. It's an open primary, which means you don't have to vote along party lines, okay? If you don't want Ann Wagner to be your representative in Missouri, then you vote either for the other Republican, or if you wanted to switch and go Democrat, then you just do it. I mean, do anything but get her out. Now, who is running against her August 6th? His name is Peter Pfeiffer. He's in the Republican Party, so you would not have to switch parties to vote against Ann Wagner and get her out of office. You could vote the Republican Party ticket, and you could vote for Peter Pfeiffer and Wagner out of the House, off these committees, and put somebody in there that will fight for retail investors and not laugh at our Securities and Exchange Commission when they're trying to make reforms to stop the bad actors. So I'm endorsing Peter Pfeiffer because I just got it today, as a matter of fact, my voting card. I'm registered Republican, and we're open primary down here too. But I'm going to tell you what, John Kennedy's going to have a problem because he supports Ken Griffin, and I'm Republican John Kennedy again now that I know that he supports Ken Griffin. So I'll be looking into that one later. But I'm going to get on to the second phase of this, which is the House committee meeting, and each one of them's stance, and I'm going to show you, like I told y'all, what their position is, and tell your friends in Missouri, vote Ann Wagner out. So with that, love y'all. Be blessed. See you in the next video.